Yesterday, I spent about 10 hours in the Mac Lab, a little more than 10 actually, most of that going through your websites. And there was some incredible work. And there was some other websites. You guys, why not just choose to get an A? I mean, how many classes is an A an option? All you have to do is follow through. It would be so nice. But I digress. Here we are on unsplash.com with this week's free photos and coders. By the way, if you haven't been to CodePen ever, you need to discover what that's all about. But thank you, Chris, for curating this and sending out these free images and giving me the opportunity to show the kids some new tricks. Hey, so your screenshots, name them properly, crop them, resize them. And this goes for your JPEGs too. You guys position your images with care. So here we go. You all know about Shift Command 4. Turns your cursor into that little target, and you click and drag, and you get a selection. And if it's just not right, just hit Escape, and it disappears. Easy, huh? Well, let's add some control to this screenshot, because that dumps a ping that doesn't have the .png as an extension on the file by default. It gives you a great big long name that's very unwieldy and not informative at all, other than establishing the time the image was taken. So let's add some control to our screenshots. There's your key. We're going to add control. See control? That's control, shift, command, 4. Now, turns it back into the crosshairs. Everything looks exactly the same. I'm going to position this just so and drag out my selection. And I'm actually going to get a little bit more than I want because I want to show you something. Okay, we'll go right to there and let go. Now, you're used to the screenshot dumping out on the desktop by default. I have my screenshot set to go into Dropbox by default. Either way, that ping file's sitting there. Well, when you add control, there is no ping file. So where's your screenshot? It's in the clipboard. It's been copied to memory. So I'm going to jump over to Photoshop and open a new document. Give it a name that makes sense. Hey, how come that's not? Oh, the screenshot copied. I thought I'd be very clever and copy my name so that you wouldn't have to watch me type. How boring. But of course, the screenshot's in the clipboard, so that doesn't work. So here's my screenshot. You notice the width and height. Hey, that's pretty big. That's because I'm on a Retina display, but it's set to 1440, but Photoshop still sees the Retina capture. So that'll come into play in a minute. So now I have a blank document sized exactly the size. If I hit Command V, see, here's my information on the clipboard, and there's my screenshot. Now, we got a couple problems. Number one is this red circle. You know, what's with that? Well, you don't have that, but I do, and I left it on so I could show you something. If I hit M to get the marquee tool, and I want the rectangular marquee tool, I'm just going to select this right here, and then hit D just to make sure I have default colors, and then Command Delete, right? To fill with white, Command D to deselect. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little black line here. Hit V to get the move tool. And I'm going to zoom in. Now I'm watching you guys zoom in on Photoshop, and very few of you hold down spacebar and Command and then move that cursor over. Look, and then just let go of Command. I have a row of pixels. I can see 2 pixels. I don't know if you can. 1, 2. How do we get rid of these pixels? Well, as always, there's a whole bunch of different ways, but the way I use and the way you might consider, Option Command C, image, canvas size, not image size, Option Command I for image size, Option Command C for canvas size, Option Command C, and I need to take 2 pixels off the height of this. So we'll just come right here, change that 4 to a 2, and if I hit OK, I will only take 1 pixel off the bottom and 1 pixel off the top because I have told Photoshop to to use this number from the center of the image. How about from the top of the image? So those 2 pixels disappear. And yes, I know the canvas size is going to be smaller. And when these dialog boxes pop up, it'd be a good idea to read them so you actually know what's going on. Now, if we zoom in down at the bottom, you are going to see there's no more offending black line. And while we're zoomed in, I'm going to zoom out just a little. Let's say right here. You can navigate around the image by holding down H to temporarily, I'm holding down H to temporarily get the hand tool, and then the left mouse button, I'm holding down both at once. And then you can move and position your selection. What do you want to see? What is that black thing right there? What is that? I thought it was a bird or something, but it's not. Don't know what it is. Cool little painting right there. And I'm going to download the zip next because I like these images. Command 0. I digress. Now, the crop. With the crop tool, C for the crop tool, I have 16 by 9 set up because that's the aspect ratio of the videos on YouTube, and I've started to make my screenshots. I wish I would have done this from the beginning, but this is one of those live and learn situations that all my screenshots, all my images that accompany the quests on the archive page now have all the same aspect ratio for an image, and the page looks cleaner until you get to the bottom and see the hodgepodge of different sizes. Once you select your crop, and I like exactly where this is positioned, I'm going to hit return and return again to accept that. And now we can save for the web. Now, here's something else I'm noticing on your sites is not all of you are taking care with what size image you upload. This matters. Save for the web. Now, I've got JPEG High set up. I set mine on 75. But look at the size. This is way too big. I'm going to go 1920 because 1080 by 1920, that's HD, and I can use this if I want on YouTube to save this out. And look, there's my name. And I'm going to come over here and do 1920 because I also save out an 800 pixel version for the website. And hit return and save for the web, and we hit the right arrow and say 800. Now I have my 2 JPEGs saved for the web, one for YouTube, one for the website, and they're both exactly what I want. They're named coherently so that I can find these files once again, and they're sized appropriately. Work smart. Learn how to use these tools like a pro. All right. Can't wait to see you put some of this into action and your portfolios improving as a result. Even those of you with the spectacular portfolios, there's always room for improvement, right? We never achieve mastery. We always strive towards it.